following podcast contains adult language, profound stupidity, hardcore nudity, and drug references. Children should not listen to it. Everyone else, fuck them off. Fuck.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. My name is Poppascotch, and with me, as always, is Chump Slap.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but I'm gonna repeatedly kick you in the balls, Gardaki.
Yeah, fuck yeah, attaboy Chump Slap. And on the other side of the table, we have Dr. Syintist.
Yes, we're the tasty treats in this situation.
That's okay. Hold on. They get better every week, folks. This is how you should sell this to your friends when you're listening.
Yeah, the first 2 minutes.
This is the first 30 seconds.
This is Plotty Time. You're here listening, and we're just so glad to have you. Let's start off like we do every week with a little update on the popular culture and other bullshit we've been doing this week. Let's start with you, Mr. Chump Slap. What have you been playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
I haven't touched a video game all week. Kind of feel like I let everyone down.
No.
Well,
sorry to the fans.
I didn't have high expectations.
Not you guys.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you guys.
It would be wrong of me to shame you.
Thank you. I watched a bunch of movies. I watched National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon 1. I watched it twice. So good.
Why did you?
Didn't expect that, did you?
No.
No, I watching it once is whatever, but then you're like, I watched it twice. Like I didn't get enough from the first watch through.
I kind of like
Loaded
dozed
Weapon
off,
1.
so I was like,
I might have missed something.
I probably missed some clever jokes or something, you know. And then
Yeah, that and like Naked Gun, they're like a joke every 5 seconds.
I know.
It's fantastic.
I miss movies like that. They try it with like,
The last decent one was probably Scary Movie.
yeah,
And that was in the 90s.
and it wasn't that nearly as good.
It was still fine on its own. It was good on its own, but it wasn't. I mean, these are classic level.
Yeah, exactly. But then I watched. I tried to go with a theme this week, like I usually, like the past 2 or 3 weeks I've tried.
So would you watch Naked Gun?
No, well that one was an outlier. The other ones were, see if you guys can figure it out: War of the Dead, Overlord, Devil's Rock, Bunker of the Dead, and Dead Snow.
Dead?
Is it a Nazi zombie kick?
Yeah, you got it.
Wow, why are there 5s? I've heard of 2 of those.
I haven't heard of any of them.
Overlord was actually pretty good.
I liked Overlord. I expected more out of it, though. I
Really?
shouldn't have done that. That was my fault. I know it was my fault.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams threw his name on it, so he thought, yeah. But it was good.
Dead Snow's great. I really
Dead
like
Snow
that.
was great. The rest sucked. Don't even bother. But other than that, yeah, that's all I did this week.
Are there any games out there you want to play next? Do you have anything in your queue at all?
I should finish Blasphemous, and I do want to play Sekiro a second time, at least. We'll see. See if I feel like it.
Does Outer Worlds do anything for you?
Kinda, but I don't want to buy a new game when I have these two that I kind of want to play already, you know?
These
Fair
two games
point.
I've had for months and not touched.
Yeah, exactly. Thought about playing Portal 2 again, too, because,
I forget most of the puzzles.
yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time. I've definitely forgot, especially the ones where they're like 2 people working together, like the multiplayer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those,
there's no way I remember those.
not even close.
But well, what about you, Dr. Scientist? What have you been playing and watching and doing with yourself?
I have literally watched and played nothing since the last time I recorded. Like, not a thing.
Like, he closed
I
his
can't
eyes
even
when he
make
left
something up. Yeah.
and just...
If I wasn't doing this, I was sleeping or playing Magic, and that was it.
I was going to ask you, can you just make something up? But apparently, no.
No,
You got nothing.
I can't. I did nothing. Sorry. I played 5 minutes of Borderlands before I got here.
Okay.
Something.
Yeah, and the ghosts apparently
fucking
drop
liar.
more than 1 hectoplasm now, so that's all right. Makes that quicker.
So I have a question for you then, Dr. Scientist.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's say you had a week off starting tomorrow. What would you play next?
I'm in the middle of Darksiders 3.
So you just hammer out Darksiders 3? Is there anything else that you would like to play?
Whatever's next in my... I don't even know what's next on my list in my PlayStation. I have like 20 games downloaded that I haven't touched yet.
Did you get Nio?
Probably. I don't remember.
At least put it in your collection.
Yeah. Okami might be next.
Do you have like an actual list?
I have games in an order in a folder on my PlayStation.
Sounds like a list.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it does sound like a list. So you just roll through that. You're like, this one, then I'm done. The next one, so on and so forth.
And when I get a new one, I put it where I think I want to play it.
That takes him like 3 weeks to figure out.
Yeah.
So mostly when you're not playing anything new, it's because you're just organizing your list. That makes sense.
It takes
Well,
a
why
lot of
don't
time.
you just tell us that's what you did this week?
I didn't do
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
though. I didn't even turn my PlayStation on until 5 minutes ago.
Awesome.
I'm not even sure my
exciting.
TV was on.
What about you, Scotch?
Yeah, what did you do, Scotchy?
I bet you did something, unlike this fucking bum.
Well, hey, next time we have a quick turnaround, I'll try and do something in the day and a half I have.
Well, I had a lot of hockey I played, but that doesn't count for this.
No, not at all.
Was
No,
video
but
game
if it
hockey?
makes you feel any better, we lost both games by a lot.
It does.
So
It does a little bit.
I knew it would, Scientist.
Not really, though. I kind of wanted to see you win and then lose in the finals or something.
Oh, did I tell you about the time where there's this team we play? This is going off a little
Here
tangent.
he
but
goes
it's quick.
reminiscing again.
Yeah.
There's this team we
About
play
non-video game stuff.
that they're a bunch of old dudes that have been playing together for years,
Isn't
and
that
they're
every
super
team?
slow. Mostly, it's most of the teams we play, yes. But these guys especially have been playing together for years. They're old and slow. Positionally, they're fantastic, and they beat me every time.
Just you?
I've lost to this team. Well, technically yes, because I was the goalie, but they destroy me every time, and it's so fucking annoying because you see them play and you're like, we should destroy them, and we don't. They beat me in overtime the other day. It was fucking humiliating.
More soundly fundamental.
Yeah. It's definitely fundamentals.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it. Anyway, so what did I play? I played a little bit of Call of Duty, the campaign, which, I mean, it's not over, so I don't want to pass the final judgment, but I'm extremely underwhelmed.
Wow.
By the
In a
campaign.
Call of Duty campaign, I'm shocked.
There have been some good ones, man. There have been some good, and even semi-recently, within the last 5 years, there have been a couple good ones.
Well,
but this one,
I'll find out when we do them on this podcast.
Keep it up and we're gonna do one next
Yeah,
week.
keep it up, buddy. You just fucking keep talking like that. But what I don't like about it is they essentially will take military movies that were recent and popular, and then pull a level out of it.
Oh,
They
yeah,
did
Yeah.
a level that was very similar to like Zero Dark 30, where you're in the dark going through a compound, but it looks exactly the same. And there was a whole other level that was like,
Wow, a Call of Duty game pandering to people?
Well, no,
I
they
know.
pull stuff out of the news.
Like I
What
said,
was
pandering
the-
to people?
what was the Benghazi movie with John Krasinski?
Darkman.
That was 12 Days a Slave or something like that. 12 Years a Slave, not days. That would
12 Days a Slave. Black Snake Moan.
there it is, Black Snake Moan. That's the one.
Phew.
But it's underwhelming. I'll get to I'll wait till I finish it. But played a little bit more Borderlands 3. I think I'm level 40 or 41.
You son of a bitch. You said you got 50 this week.
Yeah.
No, hey. First of all,
I thought he was higher
fuck
than
you.
that when he told us last week he beat it.
No, I told you that I would get level 50 by the end of the month because that's when the
fair.
DLC comes out.
Okay.
And I have vacation next week, so I'll get there.
What are you
Don't
doing
worry
tonight?
About me. Probably that, actually.
You want to play some Circles of Slaughter?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we'll do that.
You guys just want to bail on this? Like, no.
No, let's get it out of
Well, I
there.
mean, after this, I'm going to get food and then I'll go home, but I'll help you beat those
Perfect.
missions.
Oh, Mr. Fancy
Mr.
Food
I get
over
to eat
here.
food.
Hey,
Must
it's the
be
first time
fucking
all
nice.
week.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so what did I watch? I caught up on... I'm in like a weird funk where I'm just catching up on shows that are currently airing, like Bob's Burgers and Superstore and American Horror Story.
I planned on watching that, but I didn't get to turn my TV on.
It's not bad. I mean, if you are on board with what American Horror Story has been doing, then you'll like this one. I thought it was better than last season.
I saw Emma Roberts was in it again, so that'll definitely make me watch it.
Oh yeah, she's like one of the main characters, and she's great. She's great in everything though,
Yeah,
except
she
for
is.
that time she beat the shit out of her boyfriend. But we can just skip over that.
That's kind of sexy.
I know, right? That's what I've been trying to say. Anyway. So that's it for my updates. How about we switch it up a little bit with our format, and let's go into video game news.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Shit. What happened?
What?
Not that much. To break the illusion to our listeners, I'm so sorry. We're gonna get some inside baseball. We had a short turnaround, so there's not a super bunch of news that came up. But one of the things, the big event is today. Death Stranding officially came out, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm already sick of seeing articles.
I was
about
sick of it before it came out.
Well, now it's even worse because they're like the 9 things you have to do before you start, or shit like that, and.
This game isn't what you expect.
Why
Yeah.
you should buy it?
I want to play it because it does look. There's a lot of people are saying a lot of good stuff about it. It looks interesting, but it's supposed to take you to completion. It's supposed to be about 100 hours.
Ooh.
And I don't know if I could do another long game.
It does not look good enough to play 100
It's supposed
hours.
to bring you to completion.
Yeah, I got that from his story, but 100 hours? I can do it myself in 20.
No, you don't have
20
time.
hours. Okay. Oh, great.
No wonder he has no time for anything else.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Well, how long does it take you guys?
rush.
You don't want to know.
But so that was going to be my question to you guys. Do you see yourselves playing it
Not
at any point?
Not at all. Not even if it was free.
I don't have that much hate for it.
Does it just not? Is it because you're sick of hearing about it, or does it just genuinely not interest you at all, Syintist?
It didn't interest me, and then I have to hear about it even more, which makes me care even less.
I can't wait to talk about it next week just to piss him off a little more.
You go ahead and buy it and play it, and we'll
I
talk
will.
about it.
I fucking will now.
But he
I'll
won't.
hate play it all fucking week.
God, I don't want to play this.
You won't
but
get
fuck
Outer
Scientist.
Worlds, but I'll hate play it.
Yeah.
I don't think you will. I'm calling your bluff now.
I'm going to Walmart after this.
He's talking a lot of shit in front of those 30 people that listen. I don't know.
30?
I was
Shut
trying to make it sound more important for our fans. I'm sorry.
I meant 30,000 all across the world.
Totally. That's exactly what I meant. Shout out to our Norway peeps. You guys are dope.
Whoop,
Anyway,
whoop.
so that's the Death Stranding news. The other news that came in is PlayStation, for some reason, there was not an event, but they put out a lot of news. The big one being that there was a huge management shakeup at Sony.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh.
I'm not going to go into detail of who the people are because I don't know who the fuck any of them are. It's not like, Beyonce's filling in for Jimmy Fallon. It's just,
Wow, what an analogy.
yeah, you're welcome. But,
Wish.
Did that
a bunch
actually
of-
happen? Did she take over for Jimmy Fallon?
Get out of my head.
no, that's how most of my fantasies start.
Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I'll leave that up to you. It's in the eye of the beholder. Anyway, so a lot of people shake up management. New people come in. The guy who just came in, I'm not going to look up his name, but he was head of Guerrilla Games for a long time. But also they wanted to stress that they are still committed to VR despite the management shakeup. So as we all know, that's amazing.
Why wouldn't they be?
Yeah, they put a lot of fucking money into that thing and a lot of R&D at this point. They're not. Well, then again, they did just bail on the Vita pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's done,
true.
basically.
They should have just turned it into a phone.
Damn it, you're fucking brilliant there.
I know. I should be a marketing
Chump
man.
Slap. Yeah, don't worry. Once this takes off, you're going to be getting your door beaten down with offers to lead video game studios. I know it. I can feel it.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're
Way
welcome.
to lie to him.
So the other piece of news, the third and final piece of news I have is that there was a release that I don't know what prompted this, but PlayStation has no interest in following in Xbox Game Pass's footsteps.
I don't even know what Game Pass is.
That's okay. I didn't expect you to, which is why I looked it up. Essentially, with Xbox Game Pass, you can spend more money to be
Wait,
able
stop.
to
Stop
stream.
right there. Spend more money. I'm in.
Sounds good.
Yep.
I like the
Yeah,
idea.
sold, right? But imagine PlayStation Now. Now the streaming service we've discussed the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But the games are released, like their release date available. So if you pay a little bit more money in your subscription, you can get brand new games day one.
How much more?
I don't know. I didn't check on pricing tiers. but it's probably not fucking free. That's for sure.
Well, obviously, if you're paying something, it's not free.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Syintist.
I thought he'd need to know the
why
definition
he's
of
here.
free.
But they wanted to stress that they wanted PlayStation knows that they have the best first party games out of any console or platform, so they wanted to be more like they wanted to make it more like films, like Spider-Man, like more tentpole releases that they hype people up for and then make most of their sales the first month, you know?
Yeah.
And with Game Pass, I guess that's gonna
Don't fuck up
take away from that hit.
Well, they're
So-
not going to do it, so.
Yeah, it's a business decision, which I think I mostly agree with. I don't think anyone really loses. And it's nice that Xbox does it, PlayStation doesn't. So it's like, you know, you can pick and choose which one you want to do. You can do
Well,
it.
also, I mean, I don't think you'd get your money's worth. I wouldn't, because I only want to play, like 3 new games a year. It wouldn't worth the expense.
Do you really?
How many new games did I play this year? 2.
I don't know. Probably.
No, dude,
more
you
than
played a shitload of indies. You always fill
Oh,
out your
are
schedule
indies
with those.
on filled in there?
Oh, the new. Yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, new games. Indies count.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
Any hoodles.
Why don't you tell us about the game you picked this week?
All right, you were just gonna we're not gonna fluff them up a little. We're just gonna get right into
You
the game.
fluff them up all you want, fluffer.
I thank you for your permission, Doctor.
Jeez, he's just fucking taking the reins here.
Jeez, all right. So, fine. You know what? We'll do it. Let's get into the game because this week we are talking about, I'm sure you guys will agree, one of the best games that has ever been created for any platform ever, obviously.
Yes. True.
And I will take Dr. Scientist's silence as an absolute agreement.
I'm
So,
just shaking my head.
Yes.
Okay.
He's shaking his head yes.
okay, great. So, the game we are going to talk about this week is Max Payne.
Woo.
Thank you. Thank you for the sound effects. It was released July 23rd, 2001. So,
Oh, right before 9/11.
Yeah, a couple months.
yeah, one of the rare pre 9/11 PS2 games.
Yeah.
I think that's how that timeline goes up.
Oh, this is a PS2 game?
This is a PS2 game.
I didn't even know PS2 was out before 9/11.
I will look up the release date because I mean I'm sure we went over this before, but anyway. So it was one of the earlier PS2 games. It was released for PlayStation 2 and Xbox, and then eventually for PC. It was developed by Remedy Entertainment and published by the company's name is Gathering of Developers, and Rockstar Games also assisted on the back half of this. It is a third-person shooter, and I picked this one because I'm an amazing person. Has anybody besides me played this game?
I was confused if I did or not when I watched it.
Okay.
I was like, some of the stuff
You saw John Wick, so it was basically the same thing.
it was like The Matrix more, really, with the bullet time shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal for video games at the time. The game heavily uses bullet time, where you can hit a button, it slows everything down, and Max Payne can pull off like headshots and dives and ninja rolls and all kinds of cool shit. But I believe this was the first game to utilize that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think that's why I played a little bit of it. Like somebody might have been told me about, like, yo, check this out. This is so cool.
Dude, it's just like The Matrix.
I was like, wow, with the same graphics.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But before we even start that, I did want to say that my PC gaming past is very shallow. There's not many games I played on PC, but this was one of them, which doesn't matter. But the point I'm getting at is it's the first one where I remember I could mod the game.
Not like Doom?
Right. But I remember, like, you could download a Neo from the Matrix mod for it.
Of course.
It would have all the guns from, like, the Matrix. You looked like Neo, and when he reloaded, he just dropped his guns and pulled out more.
That's pretty cool.
It was actually pretty fucking cool.
The original TDR weapons.
The OG TDR. But anyway, well, how about I give a little brief rundown? How's that sound to you guys? Do you like
Yeah,
that?
let's get right into it.
Ooh.
Love it. So
Dive.
the game starts basically with Max Payne standing on a roof. There's actually a term for this type of media.
In medias res.
There it is. I knew it.
Dude, it's from literature and film for the last 2,000
The
years.
fuck is literature?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that word.
Whatever.
That's like, you mean old movies, right?
I think so.
Like black and white
Reedies,
movies?
they used to call them.
Reedies.
Reedies.
Those silent
Nice.
movies with words.
Oh, are those the things the little poor boys stood on the corner yelling about and they sell to people? Is that what these are?
Extra, extra.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway. Oh, we're so smart. So, the game is essentially almost the exact plot to Mad Max. It's about Max Payne, who's a detective in New York City. His wife and young baby daughter get murdered horribly, and he goes on a revenge killing spree. That's like most of the story, I'd say.
Do you think, why would the Payne parents name their kid Max?
Maybe it was, maybe he's like the fourth. And it was some badass like Civil War general. That was
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like Max Powers. It's a pretty badass name.
Yeah, but he changed his name to that.
How do you know he didn't change his name to Max? Oh,
Got me.
maybe that's his like undercover name.
true, because he is undercover a lot.
Well, they call him that before he goes undercover.
Shit, you're right. I did realize that was the correct thing before I finished saying it. But I was hoping you wouldn't pick up on it. But any chance Syintist has to make you look like a dick,
I'm surprised he did
he's
that
taking
much
it.
research.
But yeah. So that's the game. Beginning of the game, we start. Basically, it's the whole game is told in like a comic book, graphic novel type panel situation.
Kind of like that.
So it flashbacks to 3 years ago, which in the timeline of the game is 1998. Great year, obviously.
Graduated from high school.
Attaboy. Max Payne is a detective. He's given up smoking. He's living the American dream, which I don't know how you can honestly say that if you live in New Jersey, but I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boom. Shots fired. I would apologize to New Jersey, but
Nobody listens.
no,
At least Mara.
not gonna. So fuck him. So he comes home and his wife has been murdered. The bad guys that were in the place were on a drug called Valkyr. You know this because they spray painted how awesome the drug was on the wall.
Classic bad guy drug shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drug is apparently branded extremely well.
Yeah, they got a good marketing department. Except they named it Valkyr.
That's okay. This is the question. You show up back at your home one day. You see a bunch of people have murdered your loved ones in the building, and they just have written like on the wall, just huge like
Meth.
heroin or just meth,
A big M.
bath salts.
Yeah. I'd wonder how I got loved ones, but then I'd be like, what's that all about?
Oh, it's a hypothetical.
Right. There's an amount of play acting to this. You just kind of go with it. Perfect. So that happens, and Max is in a dark place, and this is they mention this very casually in the beginning, but they explain it later. But they're like, I quit being a detective and joined the DEA, which is
Don't think the
not how that works.
Yeah, would do that. They put him undercover, and I'm pretty sure that it would have been a pretty famous that his wife was killed and stuff, and his picture would be over everything.
right. They'd have like hero cop's family
Yeah.
murdered or
Yeah.
something like that.
But his wife was murdered in Jersey, and he went undercover in New York.
Oh,
Yeah, duh.
I didn't get that part. Sorry, I don't.
Exactly.
I wasn't understanding.
You probably watched a different cutscene movie. But the thing that they explain it later, but apparently one of his friends worked for the DEA and they worked very tight together, like as a liaison from the the NYPD to the DEA, so they became very close. So I assume that's who got him the job,
Yeah.
or greased the wheels, or showed him how to apply, or something,
Or maybe they're just like, your family died. We'll let you do whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Seems like you want revenge against druggies. Why don't you go undercover?
Yeah, you got a death wish? Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. You now all of a sudden have nothing to lose. Hop in here. Okay, let's give you a gun. Get in there. Infiltrate the mob. Fuck it, right? But so that's where Max's story of the game starts, which the timeline here doesn't really work out because they said in the 3 years he quit and joined the DEA, but then they said in the game that he was only undercover for like 2 months.
Yeah, and he got pretty high up in those 2 months.
That's what I was wondering. Like, how does he know so much without causing any suspicion in 2 months?
Well, I mean, there obviously was some suspicion.
Yeah. They might have known right away.
And they might have. As far as the catalyst for the game goes, when Max woke up that day, it was just another day pretending to be a mobster. But the catalyst for the game, the thing that really kicks off this crazy night, because the game takes place over one day, which I do love.
I think that's kind of ridiculous, but...
It is, well, as far as like the time it takes to do all of these things, yes, it's absolutely ridiculous. But the game starts when his contact Alex calls him and says they need to meet up.
It's the first time he's been contacted while he's undercover.
Exactly. And then so they go to Roscoe's station, and where do we go from here, Dr. Syintist? Why don't you take over for a second? I'm gonna drink some booze.
You come across a dead body in the bathroom. And it's kind of weird to me that this station is empty except for that dead body.
Okay, before I go on, I'm going to say yes. That is very strange. But I think they're using this, as this is all going on, another thing I forgot to mention because I'm bad at this, there's a massive snowstorm happening. Like, they keep saying it as one for the ages, but it's like...
There's barely any snow anywhere in the game.
It's like half an inch. Like, they're still able to drive around fine. It's not like there's 7 feet of snow out there.
And, apparently there's a bank robbery going down, too, at the same time.
Yeah, at that same station?
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that a little bit. I guess that gives you people to fight in the first couple minutes of the game. But is it the mob that you're in is robbing the bank? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be Lupino's gang. That's all.
Yeah. And then eventually you meet up with your contact, Alex, who's behind a couple bars in the thing and can't get to you.
And he's talking loudly about you being a cop.
Yeah. Hey, undercover cop, I'm over here.
Yo, piggy piggy.
You got your badge? Show me.
Well, it's also, it may not be this exact moment, but very shortly after this, the mob finds out he's a cop.
I thought they knew ahead of time, but...
Yeah, that secret was not held very well.
No, not at all.
And then, as you're talking to Alex, you see someone kind of like sneak down the steps and shoot him.
Shoot him in the back like a coward.
Or a smart person, depending on how you look at it.
Now, I did read about the game a little bit about this moment, which I thought was very interesting. They wanted this moment where Alex gets shot and killed, they wanted it to have some emotional weight, so you give a shit about these people.
But how could you? You just met the guy.
Well, right, but he's supposed to be one of Max's friends. The point I'm getting at is they couldn't make the animation look good.
Because it didn't. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it was just a graphical limitation. Like, it just looked stupid every time they did it. So then they got the idea. Well, how about he gets murdered from his perspective, which I thought was a pretty interesting way to do it. Because 1 second you're looking at Max from that perspective, and then you just fall over.
Yeah, and this is where Max does his bad. No.
Yes.
Well, this is pre 9/11, so voice acting.
Yeah,
wasn't
you're
great
right. Good call. Good call.
Exactly. We did go over that theory last episode. So listen to the last one, kids. Anyway.
Did we?
So,
what did we do last episode?
I don't know.
I don't remember either.
It's too long ago.
Ratchet and Clank.
But.
And then you decide that you're going to go to the hotel where the Lupinos run their illegal business out of.
yes, the subway is being tunneled to lead to a bank, and then you go to the hotel because that's where that's the only lead you have on where Jack Lupino is.
The Finito brothers.
Yes, and because we also forgot, we're not great at this storytelling, huh?
There's a lot of info dump right here in the beginning.
Yeah.
There is. But the whole point is Max is trying to find who deals Valkyr, and this is the only lead he's ever gotten, is that
the
Lupino has some.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I didn't really get to pay too much attention to this because I was in a hurry to get it done, but...
There was so much information very quickly.
So you head to the hotel and you come across the Finito brothers who know you're a cop, and this, I guess, is where you find out that they know you're a cop.
Who have the most ridiculous accents.
Every single Italian in this game has a ridiculous accent. So do the Russians.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, wait till we get to those. That's going to be fun. But yeah, the Italians, the accents are like if you or I were to do a jokingly bad Italian to make people laugh, which you should never do, guys, because that's just wrong. That's cultural appropriation.
I won't even
racism,
try it.
but-
Won't even.
But if you did do it and it was hilarious, that's exactly what this would sound like.
So I guess you end up fighting them and killing. Do you kill them?
Yeah.
I thought
Yep.
so. And you decide to look for Lupino's number one man, Vinny Gognotti. Did they tell you about it, or you're just like, all right, I'm going to go up the ladder now?
I think you might find a note that says go meet him.
There's
or
always
something.
kind of because these criminals are leaving notes everywhere where they get stuff.
Well, this is before everyone had cell phones, you know.
Do you not leave evidence around when you do crimes?
I don't do crimes.
Sure.
Wink,
None
wink.
of us do crimes. Gotcha. Play it cool, hotshot. This is also, I have written in my notes, where we see the first Captain Baseball Bat Boy comic strip,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
which I am not 100% sure what's going on with that.
I don't either.
It's that guy's calling card.
Yeah, it's a hitman's calling card, but it's really dumb.
It's like Family Circus.
Circus,
Yeah. whatever the
Circus.
fuck it is.
except the guy hits things with baseball bats.
Yeah.
And it's so, and I love how the foil for Captain Baseball Bat Boy is Helmet Girl.
Yeah.
It's a different time, guys.
Man.
Yeah.
Simpler times.
And you also find out that the cops are looking for you because they assume you killed Alex.
Yeah, there's like a TV on,
Yeah.
and it's like Public Enemy #1.
Yeah, they framed you for killing Alex. A lot of stuff. Jesus, so much stuff happens in this game, but yet nothing really happens.
After I have the cops are after you, I just have written down Rico Muerte and Candy Dawn. I don't remember exactly why you come across them. Are you still looking for Vinny Gognotti? That you come across these guys?
Yes, you're still looking for Vinny. Candy Dawn is at the hotel, and basically her racket is
Terrible name.
It is. Well, she's a lady of. I'm sorry. She is a sex worker.
There you go.
I almost screwed it up, but I got it. She is a sex worker who is
empowered
basically.
woman.
She's filming all of her interactions with high-profile people.
That's called porn.
Yes, and but like using it to extort them, which is just called extortion.
Yeah.
But that's why she's here, and there's a connection between her and Wooden that we get to later. But I never made. I don't
Is
understand
there?
what that is.
I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
she's on Woden's take, I think.
Or is she extorting him?
No, Woden's too smart for that.
Okay, we'll get to that in the end because there's an Easter egg in this game we're gonna have to discuss.
Okay.
But after that, you finally eventually leave the hotel with the information of where Lupino is.
Yeah, and then shit starts blowing up because the Russians are blowing shit up.
Car bombs going off
Yeah.
and
Buildings getting blown.
crazy.
Yeah, and it was just funny the way they presented it. It's like I went to the restaurant, and was it the restaurant? I think, and it just blew up in front of me, and then I just happened to look to the left, and the Russians were driving away. Vladimir, the Russian, and he has a license plate that just says vodka.
Dude,
Come
he
on,
jumped
dude.
on that as soon as he could.
That was the best.
Come on,
What else would you want it to say? Potato?
oh, that's
Hey.
probably jingoist.
I think
and
that's
way out of line.
racist.
Jingoist. The Russians, yeah. Jingoist with Russians. That's
Oh, this is where we first meet. Well, we don't meet him, but
Alfred Woden
Alfred
calls.
Woden calls you.
What does he call you for?
I don't know. He says all cryptic shit.
Yeah, get out of there. Cops are coming. Well, no shit, but things just blew up.
It's like, how'd you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically at this point he's like the voice of God being like, hey, the cops are coming, you should get out of there. Who the fuck is this? Don't even worry about it. We'll talk later.
You've been
And
set
that's it.
up.
Yeah.
You're a vigilante now.
That's what he
I
said.
took this as Wooden. Is it Wooden? I read it as Wooden, but they keep saying
I thought it was
Woden or-
Woden.
Woden is what I thought it was.
Woden, yeah.
but he's trying to convince Max that maybe he's not necessarily on his side, but at least he's trying to help at this point.
He's not against him.
Right.
Exactly.
But you keep moving along the rooftops of this tenement building, and then you see another TV report that says Max Payne is raging a one-man army. This is on your way to Vinny Cogniti.
Oh, yeah. Because Cogniti's on the top floor
Yeah.
of the building that just got its second top floor blown out.
Right. This is based on a true story, by the way.
I thought so.
But Vinny Cogniti gets shot, and then he
You
starts
shoot him.
running away. And I am mad impressed by this man's cardio. If with a gut shot, he's like jumping on roofs of trains.
Adrenaline, man.
It's adrenaline, yo. And V. I think he's on V.
Maybe that's what is. How does is V more like heroin or is it more like bath salts?
I think it's more like bath salts.
I think it's more.
I don't see people on heroin
They
going around
showed-
biting people's face off.
They showed somebody on V, and he didn't seem like he wanted to do anything.
But yet
Just laid around.
those crazy dudes in the beginning who killed Max Payne's family were fucking out of their minds, and they were on V.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Maybe it's different for different people.
Possibly.
You also find out that Gagnati's afraid of Lupino, who you're trying to get to. That he thinks Lupino's crazy at this point.
Oh yeah, he spills beans hard and fast. Super
And then
fast.
runs away.
No, you just leave him to die.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That crazy half twist flip over the fence off the train.
Yeah.
So good.
It was, and he landed so soft.
Both of them. It was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, and then he rats out Lupino's location pretty quickly.
Yeah. He's like, he's at Ragnarok.
And then Max.
Our second Norse reference.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of them in here. This is also where Max like pulls the trigger, it clicks, and he says some kind of badass one-liner and walks away. So he just leaves him to bleed out, basically. Which,
Yeah.
if this were real life,
Nice
he would have
Nips
done
cupcake.
a long time ago.
Say something tough. Say something tough.
But so
All right.
then we get our asses to Ragnarok, a bitchin'.
The nightclub.
Yeah. They said it was like a goth BDSM club.
It looked like the freight yard.
It looked like a fucking. Yeah. It looked terrible.
Yeah.
It had so many wide open spaces. Perfect for gunfighting. But I did like the line that Max says
And
here.
raves.
And raves, yes, of course. You said rave, right? R-A-V as in
Yes,
Victor? Okay,
yes,
that's what I assumed you said. Because you're probably
What'd you
not a
think I said?
monster. But he does say
Oh, okay.
he does say the line, it was as inviting as a headache, which I enjoyed and felt like writing down.
There were so many good lines. I couldn't write any of them.
This is a master's class in good lines.
Yeah, it is.
Cheesy in the best way.
Yeah, so you're looking around and you start coming across how crazy Lupino is.
A whole lot of notes everywhere.
Yeah, about kissing Satan's ass or something. I don't remember.
He
exactly
had
what it was.
I remembered this because I wrote this down. He had they wrote it off as him being like obsessed with Satan and the occult. So he had a bunch of occult books and horror movies lying around.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic bad guy shit.
Classic. Every person who's evil has a copy of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, obviously.
Yeah, and the Book of the Dead.
Yeah, that's right. They did refer to the Necronomicon by name.
Did they?
They did.
I missed that.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They also, another line Max said was, this was the rotten core of the Big Apple.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Fucking
That one stuck out.
brilliant.
For some reason.
But yeah, and then you eventually come across Lupino and he's in his underwear covered in blood or something at the
With a face tattoo.
Yeah.
That's what a
Typical sane stuff.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
all I want to see just one day, like a Nobel Peace Prize winner, just walk on the stage, accept that award with a huge face tattoo.
See, the problem with that is intelligent people don't get face tattoos.
That's what I'm saying. The
Whoa.
best of us do not have face tattoos. It seems to only be the worst. But, hey, maybe someday I'll find somebody out there. Maybe I'll find that special lady that's got a huge face tattoo. Who knows? See where it goes.
You never know.
You
Never.
don't. But apparently Lupino was obsessed trying to channel Satan, and as Max Payne said, he was after that Faustian deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faustian?
Trying to sell his soul, I guess.
Yeah. To get power, apparently.
That always works.
When you finally meet him, he is saying all kinds of wild shit. I wish I wrote some of it down, but he was saying insane nonsense.
Just death babble is what I wrote down.
Death Bass. Oh, dibs on that band name, dude. That's a good It's at least a title track.
Yep. Well, then you kill him.
Yeah.
Boom.
Well,
Dead.
a little anticlimactic.
Yeah. Well, all the deaths are really.
Yeah, I remember the boss fights not being anything special. They were mostly just fights with...
Bullet time, shoot.
Well, no, I mean, like, as far as the boss themselves. You know how, like, perfect example, the game we did last week, Ratchet and Clank 2, the bosses would attack in different patterns, you know? Mm-hmm. And you had to, like, counter it or move. This was just a dude with a gun that had a bigger health bar. That's pretty much all it was. But now enters one of our other not main characters, but a big character in the series. And
Mona Sachs?
Yes, Mona Sachs.
Mona Sachs.
What's her deal, Dr. Syintist? Tell us a little bit about her.
I honestly don't know. I just wrote she's a femme fatale.
Yes.
Pretty sure she's the boss guy's girl sister.
Yeah, I kind of got that too, but I wasn't sure because one's named Mona Sachs and the other one's Lisa Punchenko.
Yes.
Yeah.
Punchinello.
Yes,
is the mob family that runs everything. Mona Sachs is the sister of Lisa Punchinello, and apparently they're also twins, which makes it... Because what is a good femme fatale if not a twin of someone who's actually good?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you talk to her for a while, and you have a drink with her, and she must have slipped you a Mickey because you get knocked out.
Yeah, she says, Jack didn't frame you. The real guy you want's Angelo. Oh, yeah, by the way, here's some drugs.
Yeah. And you even know it. You're like, oh, what are you going to drug me? And then you pass out.
Now, did you guys see any of the gameplay of this next section?
The dream sequence?
Yeah.
I watched the speedrun of it, and I'm pretty sure they skipped it.
Okay,
Yeah, I saw it.
There's a moment in this game where you're running through... Well, you're in a dream sequence, you're hallucinating, you're going crazy, but it's like a maze. And everything is black all around you except for a trail of blood in front of you, and you have to follow it to the end.
Yes, I remembered that part. I was like, I think I played this part.
Aren't there like a little flashbacks of your wife telling you stories too about Valhalla?
I don't know if it's this part, but she like talks to you while you're running through this maze and
Yes,
shit.
for sure. I always took that as Max is losing his mind or just racked with guilt to the point where that's all he knows.
Well, yeah, he went undercover to try and get back at a drug.
Yeah, it's a good... I never put it in perspective like that. But you know what? You're not wrong at all, scientist. No. But when he comes to from this nightmarish playable dream sequence, he's tied to a chair.
I did write down this quote.
And
though.
Vinny Bat stuff is there.
Yeah, no, well, we're going to have to let Chump Slap take this part.
All right.
This is the Chump Slap sequence of this game. I know it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's like, he had a bat and I was tied to a chair. Pissing him off was a smart thing to do.
This is one thing that bothers me too, because he takes a bat to the face and he just does the whole rest of the game fine.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
There were definitely 3 distinct baseball bat to skull hits. And Max shakes him off like, I don't know, someone threw a couple breadcrumbs at him.
Well, he was probably taking it easy because he didn't want to kill him, right? Just wanted to rough him up a bit.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, fun fact, just for the game in case no one knows, you had a health bar that was essentially a silhouette of yourself, and it was white, and as you got hurt, the red would go up your body, and eventually it gets to the top and kills you. But the way you healed was just to slam painkillers.
It's genius.
It was absolutely genius. Like, you just find painkiller, and it would make, like, the pill shaking sound every time you took them, and your health bar would just go down. I
remember that.
It's fucking awesome.
You also find out here soon after that there's Don Puccinello put a hit out on you, so I think he's trying to kill you and get the contract.
But why does he hit you like 3 times and he's like, I'm going to have a drink and come back.
Oh,
and
I'm
finish
tired.
it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a couple seconds to try and break out of there.
It's very much like a Bond villain thing. That's what I took it as, like a throwback to that era.
That's not a good thing for a hitman.
No, it's not. Usually they just take care of business and that's the end of that.
Yeah, get your drink after he's dead.
Yeah.
The fuck?
The bar's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but...
I believe this podcast has set a major precedent about telling people how to do their best mass murders. Like, we've gone over this This would be
Nah,
like the
seriously.
4th time. Which, don't put that on the sizzle reel. That's
Sizzle reel.
yeah.
Now I'm hungry. So he goes to get his drink and you break out,
Yeah.
and you kill him.
Yeah, you just kill him at the bar.
Yeah. I mean, he's bringing a bat to a gunfight.
Is this the panels where he's getting a BJ or about to get a BJ from that lady?
No, that was in the beginning.
Yeah,
With,
that was a Rico Muerte. and
Oh,
Don Candy
Rico
Don.
Martin, gotcha. Because that happened. Like, let's not forget that.
Yeah, she was about halfway down.
yeah, but when you go to the bar, aren't you the one with the bat? Because you took.
He might have left it there. I don't remember.
Yeah.
No, he did.
You walk-
He left it there, and you pick it up. And this is kind of like, I think, a mini stealth section.
And then you kill him, and it shows a nice little
Boom.
comic strip.
And then when you leave, it just so happens that Vladimir's outside.
Yeah,
Like, hey.
with his vodka car.
What's up, buddy? Hey, no problems with me. Hey, by the way, got a little proposition for you.
He's like, I didn't kill your wife. How about I help you out?
Yeah, we both want Puccinello dead.
It's very much
You're,
the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation, right?
And you're questionably moral in this situation, killing drug dealers. So why don't you help me out and get my guns back?
Yeah, and this is where he's like, yeah, Vladimir was one of those like old school guys who
You had to respect.
yeah,
Who was a decent criminal.
almost as good as the good guy.
But he basically tells you that he's got a shipment of weapons that were coming in, and the weapons were taken over by Punchinello's group because one of Vladimir's guys, Boris Dime, which is a terrible name,
Yeah.
basically flipped on him and gave the stuff to Punchinello.
Yeah, so you were supposed to get the guns back and kill Boris.
Yeah, just kill Dime, get those guns, and I'll give you whatever you need to kill Punchy.
And Max is like, fuck it, let's do it. I need some firepower to take down this guy.
Yeah.
Why not?
So he goes and kills a bunch of Puccinello's guys and kills Boris and gets the guns, and the Russians are all happy.
Yeah, but you find what's I don't know this part if it had anything to do with anything, but you find a sniper rifle and a box of money, and then just a note that says Mayor.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either. It was just like, was it a kill for the mayor, or was it just someone's? I didn't understand what that part was
I
about.
didn't. Yeah.
But Boris, more importantly, eventually he does kill Boris. They leave that area, but one of Vladimir's line, Max says something. He's like, "Do you understand?" And Vladimir says, "Clear as vodka."
I know. I was like, I can't wait to use that. It's so good.
IRL.
And so basically, Payne, I don't know if Payne calls Angelo. I think he calls Angelo.
Yeah, he tries to set up a meeting.
Yeah, just to like work
the
this shit
restaurant.
out. But both of them know they're not going to be working this out amicably.
Yeah. So you end up at Puccinello Manor.
Yeah,
don't-
because he burned down the restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened here because they said they were going to meet at the restaurant, then the restaurant blows up, and then you just go to Puccinello Manor.
Yeah, Vlad's outside again. He's like,
Yeah. I like blowing stuff up. I'm
he's
Russian.
like, yeah, I'll give you a ride. I know where his house is.
You think he'd use like Molotov cocktails or something? That's more Russian.
He's not going to waste that vodka. He
He's got
loves it.
I think he's got so much of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they go to Punchinello Manor, and this is actually one of my favorite lines from the movie as he's explaining going here and killing everyone. Max Payne was actually discussing what it's like to be in a gunfight, and he's like, it wasn't me being a superhero. He's like, it was chaos and luck. Anyone who thought different was a fool.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But he arrives at the manor. The guards are already dead on the floor, and the back door's open, and Max is like, oh yeah, that was definitely Mona.
Yeah, this is Mona's work. Like,
And then doesn't he find like Lisa Puccinello too, who's dead?
yeah, but he doesn't know if it's Mona's body or not.
Yeah, because they're twins.
Yeah.
And they look similar.
Crazy.
And then after you find her, Alfred Wooding calls again. And it's like, hey, a helicopter landed.
Yeah, he's like, they're sending reinforcements, and Max Payne's like, I don't give a fuck, bring it on. He says it in his cool Max Payne way, obviously, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people who tell Puccinello what to do are coming up, the higher ups.
Yeah.
And they're tough because they wear suits
Right.
instead of tracksuits, I guess.
Tracks.
And then Puccinello's just like being a bitch. He's like, okay, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Yeah. You know how torture works in video games.
Yep, true.
But at the end there, Miss Nicole Horn shows up.
With an army of guys in suits.
Right. Which is supposed to be shorthand for the government, I guess.
I didn't take it as that. I just took it as
She's like a
professional.
No, I didn't take it as that either.
Security.
But I think that's what it was supposed to be.
like a secret society type thing.
Oh, no. I was just thinking of we pay these guys to be mercenaries. That's
Yeah.
what I took it as.
It's like, okay, yeah, all right, so we're all set. You got the contract. You're going to just kill whoever I say. Shit, I forgot. Do you have a black suit and sunglasses? That's pretty imperative right now.
Well, they give it to you when you get on the job.
And they're like, well, of course I fucking do. I'm an assassin. Obviously, I have cool
It comes
ass
out of
shit.
your first paycheck.
Yeah. Syintist shows up and measures you and then brings it, washes it every week. You get like 5 of them.
Yep. And then you put your gun down because there's like fucking 12 guys aiming at you.
And a bunch of her talking bullshit for a while. And,
Boom, she gives you a hot dose.
yeah, she tries to make you OD
Which
on V.
probably should have killed him, but I this sequence that happens when he's overdosed on V, I fucking love it. I love it.
Really
I love
confused
everything
me.
about it. Like
Yeah.
he's in this
It's pretty
trippy. Do you want to try to explain it, Syintist?
I just have hallucinations written.
Oh, come on.
He's just running around this trippy, burnt out,
Yeah.
the same house he's in, Puccinello's house, right?
Getting calls. They're like, hey, come down. You got to get off the V, man.
And he has like he picks up a paper and it's the panel we're looking at, and it gets like super meta.
Yeah.
It's like, you're in a graphic novel, and he says that was the most horrible thing I could think of.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, am I in a video game? That's even worse.
Yeah.
And then it like happens again. It's like Groundhog Day, like 3 or 4 times of it. And eventually one time he picks up the phone and hears a bunch of the most, I wish I wrote this down because this was the most wild shit. It was his narration and his voice, but saying crazy.
Yeah.
Noir
Oh, yeah.
type
You
stuff.
couldn't even read it, right?
Yeah.
It was just
it's
too
just
much
random words.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck is this asshole talking about? It was great. It was absolutely great. Loved everything about it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, but it was.
Then all of a sudden, you snap out
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, you come down in seconds.
Just like that. Like someone stuck adrenaline in your heart from Pulp Fiction.
Well, he did vomit quite a bit. That was definitely made very clear
Yeah,
on
yeah,
one of the
he did.
panels.
Yeah, but this all happened in one day, right?
Yeah. It's still the same day. Yeah, that's
He got over this real quick.
after taking bats to the face.
It's probably all those painkillers he's taking. He's used to this shit.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't shit during the game because of all the painkillers.
Smart.
Yeah, it all makes sense now.
This game was so far ahead of its time, guys. So far ahead. But he basically remembers the phrase cold steel. That's it. And that's the only lead he has. So he goes to a local, as we all know, our local foundry.
Yeah.
Called Cold Steel. And has some fun there.
What does he do?
He just I just have trying to destroy V and bounce.
That was pretty much exactly what happened. But this is also in the game where the enemies change from the dude in suits to like a militarized force.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's supposed to be the U.S. military, but this is the point in the game where I remember you get the M16 and shit gets real. You get to the bottom of this. You shoot all these guys in suits. You kill a military leader, and you get to an underground bunker
Where you
under this foundry.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was set up by the government.
Yeah. Is Woden here at this point? Or is it later?
He's not here yet. This is where you learn about Project Valhalla.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
an
okay.
army project to make a Captain America super soldier serum.
Yes. And you're reading all this information. The place is set to self-destruct.
Yeah. There's test subjects that they use that the junkies in the streets are the test subject for Project Valhalla.
Oh, yeah. Is this where you find out that 3 years ago when your wife was killed,
She was
your house just happened to be the drop point?
What I got from it, because they've kind of mentioned this later when Nicole says your wife was
like
digging her nose where it shouldn't have been,
I guess she must have been like an investigative reporter or something.
or a lawyer or something.
Yeah, something where
But
she was getting into Valhalla.
the point we're supposed to pull from this is that their house was specifically targeted.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nicole
okay.
definitely, it was on
So they
purpose.
set out like false information that the drop point was there, and
Yeah,
that's
so
why
the
she was
junkies would
killed by
go.
junkies.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, Nicole set you up.
I was like, why was it a fucking random ass house? It happened to be yours. All right.
Yeah, I mean, in the most horrifying of scenarios, it's not often that crazed junkies go into a house and kill whoever's in there.
True.
Unless, well, again, it was New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit. Sorry, I rescind my comment.
But then the factory does self-destruct.
Yep. And then all your
The V is gone and aerosolized in the air.
Now, here's the thing, too. So, your next step, you have literally no leads. You have no idea what's happening.
Yeah.
So, I love the character goes to a diner and starts slamming coffee and then gets a call to meet BB, who, as far as I know, has not been mentioned in this
No,
movie yet.
not at all.
Right? Okay.
Wait.
I wasn't the only one that didn't make that
was
connection.
BB maybe the only other person who knew who he was undercover? Because he says two names in the beginning, Alex and somebody else knows.
Maybe, because he does seem like he knows what's going on. But, I mean, in real life, you would think that a lot of people would know. But
Yeah, but it's like, there's only two people who know he's deep undercover.
That's how deep undercover he is, guys. That only two people are allowed to know he actually. It's just like The Departed.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, I said that. The Departed. But
Sure is
what I love
Departed.
about this moment is BB wants to meet him at 2:30 in the morning. So all this shit we've been through so far,
he's before 2:30.
assuming the sun went down at 5 p.m. at the absolute earliest.
Well, it was a big snowstorm, so it was just dark out the whole time.
Yeah.
Who
I
knows
guess.
what time it was?
Maybe, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
But the point is, BB asks him to meet him at a parking garage. He shows up. BB looking, and Max comments on how fly he looks with
Yeah.
his gold cufflinks and his Rolex, and he's like, "There's no way a honest cop bought this stuff."
Exactly.
That's the trope for finding out crooked cops is they're always dressing too nice.
Yeah, they're always wearing fucking expensive watches like idiots.
Yeah. You think
Or
they know
driving like Cadillacs or
Yeah.
something.
Well, at this
crazy
point,
like
he
that.
doesn't care.
with
'cause
Gucci purses.
He's gonna tell him.
Gucci purse. Oh, dude, we have to do a remake of this in modern day where they have like Supreme fanny packs or some shit. Apparently, they're coming back, and everyone's just okay with that.
Yeah, I'd love to see what it would look like him this whole day at just getting beat the fuck up, and he's sitting at a diner like face all black and blue and swollen.
And she's like, "Can I get you anything, hon?" "Yeah, another coffee would be great. I really appreciate that.
Ooh,
Thank you so
coffee.
much."
But you also find out that BB sold you out to the Puccinellos, so that's how they knew you were a cop.
Yes. See, that's why I think he might have been
Yeah.
named once before.
Now, I think they also tell you at this moment, correct me if I'm wrong, but it was BB, or at least Max assumes that BB shot Alex in the beginning.
Yeah.
He was the guy in the subway.
He assumes it. I don't know if that actually would have happened, but
I don't think they ever tell us who actually did it.
I don't think so either.
It's
But,
probably one of his thugs. It looks like he just makes thugs do his fucking work.
And then
You would think so, right? Like, why would you do it yourself?
Yeah, why
then-
risk it?
you get knocked out and a car picks up BB and they drive away. Well, you get knocked over.
You get knocked over, and then you fight through like the rest
Yeah,
of
and then he's like,
the garage.
thugs, kill him.
Yeah.
I do love at the end of this when Wooden calls you. I love this exchange where he's like, "Max Payne," and then Max Payne says, "Whatever does it for you." I'm answering every phone call that way from now on.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
This is where we actually get a face-to-face with Max and
Woden.
Wooden.
yeah.
It tells you he was running Project Valhalla.
And he's part of the inner circle.
And he can't do anything from inside, but he needs your help to try and stop it.
And anything, the cops are after you now, but I'll just wipe that all
Yeah.
clean if you just help
Because
me
that
out
happens. All the people you killed, no, don't worry
here.
about
Doesn't
it.
matter. They're junkies and thugs.
Less than human.
Scum.
I mean, it was a pretty accurate representation of real life because it's like, well, if poor people are dying, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah, you're right.
exactly.
But
God,
he also
that felt horrible just to joke about.
he also explains Nicole Horn used to be on the project too, and when they wanted to stop, she wouldn't, and she just took it and kept doing it by herself. And she's the head of the Acer Corporation.
Yes.
So go kill her.
She's at the Acer building.
while also having half the city in her pocket.
Yeah, she's blackmailing everybody.
And doesn't she show up? Doesn't she show up?
No, I don't think so.
No, this is
You definitely go to the Acer building then.
I thought she showed up with all her suits and shot the place up again.
Yes, she didn't show up.
Oh,
her
okay.
suits did. And blew away everybody. You jump out of a window, and somehow Wooden didn't die.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't... yeah, I mean...
And then
Could he be in on it? Oh.
you make your way to the Acer building, and you walk in, and Mona Sachs is there. Because
Because why wouldn't she be, right?
apparently she works for Nicole Horn.
Yes. That's what I get out of there.
And she was... I don't know why she was originally hired, but at this point, she was definitely supposed to kill Max Payne. And she's like, nah.
Yeah.
She pretty much does whatever the fuck she wants, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe she thinks that Nicole's bad, and she wants to... I don't know exactly what it is.
She's like, I'm trying to get close enough to kill her. And you're here to help now, so watch out behind you.
And then she gets shot.
Yep.
Drops down in the elevator. That's the end of Mona. Or is it?
Yeah, you fight some private army guys, and then you turn around, and Mona's body's
Oh
gone.
my God. Elevator's empty.
Yeah, and in this sequence in the game, I remember you're fighting your way up this penthouse, basically, and you get to several sections where there's a helicopter outside just shooting at you, and you have to, like, shoot at it and run around and hide behind stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to mix up the gameplay so it wasn't just you killing people the entire way up.
Yeah, and this is where you found out that, for sure, that they're the ones that killed your wife and daughter. And Nicole Horn scheduled the whole thing. And
Yeah, because she kept tabs on her computer or something.
yeah.
Right?
And you're,
Yeah, this is where she says that line that her wife stuck her nose where it shouldn't have been.
Yeah. And she also says a line. It's like, it's ridiculous you made it this far. I was like, yeah it is.
Yeah, in one day.
It's all chaos and luck, bro.
Oh, so true.
Chaos and luck. Oh, it's such a good game. Anyway, so she makes her way to the roof. She gets away somehow, and a radio tower falls on her and her helicopter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you shoot it out. You shoot it down.
That's right. They're about to take off and survive, and Nicole Horn's almost got away with it, but then you...
If it wasn't for this goddamn guy.
Yep. Which I thought that part was kind of anticlimactic. I mean, it was kind of badass, but it's like, how am I going to take her down? I'm going to kill her. And it's like, well, now I'll just shoot this radio tower.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the cops come up and
You
They
get
arrest
arrested,
you.
and the game ends with you in the back of the cop car, all smiles.
because you see Woden.
Yeah, because Woden's going to get you out of there.
Because Woden's smiling at you.
Do you have the line?
No.
I forget what it was, but
He says something along the lines of he saw Wooden with a grin, and he's like, that smile was the grin of a winner.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't he say something like he has the same grin? Or I can't remember exactly how he.
Yeah, and he's like, I have the same grin.
Yeah.
The end.
The end. That's the game. That's the game. Now, there's so much to talk about in this game.
The blatant racism.
First of all, there was a lot of that. Just fun fact, I don't know how I stumbled upon this when I was researching the game, but Max Payne kills literally hundreds of people. The body count of this game is 661.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And they're just like, you know what, Wooden, I got this. Don't even worry about it. You're not going to go to jail for any of those murders.
I wonder if you could do a pacifist run and only kill the bosses.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. What do you guys think of the presentation of the game?
Well,
Good, bad, indifferent?
I liked that the comics were there because the graphics were so shitty. The comics at least made it look decent.
I didn't like his face.
Whoa!
Like
Wow.
Max Payne's face.
Wow.
Like he had a weird smirk on it all the time. I mean, it was just graphical limitations, but
Are you sure it wasn't from the bat hitting
you
it?
could see it.
No, we should talk about that smirk because he has it in all the cutscenes. He has it on his character model, which is very blocky.
Yeah.
That smirk is it's unsettling
I think it's
because he has it in the very beginning when they do the flashback and he's like, oh, my life is perfect. And he's smiling. He's happy. I'm like, oh, that's great. He's so happy. And then it all gets taken away and he still has that smirk. It's fucking creepy.
That's because that's when he snapped. He just has this crazy smirk on his face.
It's just like frozen in time.
Yep.
because he is insane.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, well, let's move on to final thoughts. How about it, guys?
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. So final thoughts. Let's start with you, Dr. Scientist. I think it's your day. It's your birthday is the closest to right now. So
Not even close, but
I don't think it is at all, actually. But
Chump Slaps
final
is next
thoughts.
week.
We don't talk about mine.
No, we don't. Come on, Scientist. What are you doing? Scientist, final thoughts. Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
Would I play it? No, not at all. The story? Compared to other Scotchies, it was a masterpiece.
Thank you.
I mean,
That's pretty good. Thanks.
the other than the ridiculousness of it all happening in one day, which definitely takes points away from it, but
It added points for me.
it was actually pretty decent. I thought it was just a story of revenge, and his wife gets killed, and he ends up in some kind of ridiculous conspiracy of whatever. So it was kind of, it was good. Just a little too ridiculous for me. I gave it an 11.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
For Scientists, that's pretty decent, especially for a Scotchy.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely the highest Scotchy is.
That's an all-time high for a Scotch, for a Poppascotch pick. It has to be.
It has to be. I can't think of one you did that did score higher.
All right. Well, what about you, Chump Slap? Would you play it? Would you score it? Did the story work for you?
This is a little cliche at this point, but if they remade it, I'd play it. If you could play it first person, definitely I'd play it again. I think I did play it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let's just go with you did.
Yeah.
To be fair, Max Payne 2, very similar in game style.
Yeah.
It's more story, but it's
Were there still
pretty
like
similar.
the dream sequences with the blood on the floor?
that's a I don't know.
Because I definitely remember that.
We'll have to do it next week when we do Max Payne 2.
Did the story work for me? Yes, I really enjoyed the story. It was. Did they make a movie out of this?
They did with Marky Mark and what's her name? Mila Kunis.
Really?
Was it any good?
Yep. No, it was not. He won a. What are those awards? The
Razzies?
yeah, he won a raspberry for it.
Ugh.
A Razzie. Sorry.
That's a shame because it's a really good story, and I think it would have been great to watch. They should have made Anthony Jeselnik Max Payne though, because he kind of reminded me of him, like his face.
And then directed by Robert Rodriguez, like Sin City style.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd watch the shit out of that movie.
Fuck yeah. So yes, story was awesome. Loved it. Loved the dream sequences. Loved all the noir-y fucking turns of phrase. So good. Ridiculousness, right up my alley. But because of graphical limitations and that stupid smirk, I had to give it a 15. Would have been higher,
still
but
not-
you know.
Still not bad. Still not bad at all.
Yeah, but what about you? Would you play it?
Oh, I mean,
What'd you
Would you
score?
rate it? Did the story work for you?
thank you again for remembering all three. That's 2 weeks in a row. You nailed it.
So much pressure. I'm oh, thank God that's done.
I have it written down just in case you screw up.
It should be no secret by now at this point, as we've been doing this episode, that I'm a big fan of this game. Of the Max Payne series, I probably like 3 the best, actually. But this was very good. I played it at a time when mostly the only shooters out there were like Call of Duty or Medal of Honor. Like they were all World War II based. The big ones were at least. There was like still Unreal and Quake.
Like Halo 3.
Yeah, but there was nothing that had a mob feel or grittiness to it or something that just felt fucking dirty. This game feels gross.
All right.
And it's awesome. Like it's great. I love the film noir aspect to it, the way the story's told. I love that they said, dude, our cutscenes are not going to be good and we don't have the money or time to do them. How else can we tell his story? And it's like, let's do it as a graphic novel. Perfect. I thought it worked out great. The dialogue and everything was cheesy as fuck, but that was the point. Would I play it? I honestly, I probably would. I'd probably play it for like an hour and be like, okay, that was enough. But I would still play it. So score. I don't want to be biased I know I
Well,
am.
this whole process is biased.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good point. You're correct. That's kind of the point, right?
Yeah,
To
exactly.
give our score, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't want to go too high because it was definitely not perfect at all. It was very innovative for its time. It was bullet time, but it was very linear. There wasn't much exploration at all. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna be fair, and I'm gonna give it an 18.
nice.
44.
Damn, that's a good one.
That is.
It's definitely the
that's
highest
what
Scotchy. It's got to be like 4 times the highest Scotchy.
You could add up all the other scotchies, and they don't make it to 44. One of our fans tell us if that's true, because we're not gonna look it up.
No one else is going to look it up either.
Yeah.
No. So I did forget about this, but I wanted to mention it just real quick. Do you remember I said as we were going through it at the moment there was a connection between Candy, the sex worker, and Wooten?
Yeah.
There's a Easter egg where you can do some kind of series of events. I forget exactly what it was. Probably should have wrote it down, but I didn't. Where you can get into a secret room that has a sniper rifle in the Aegir Tower, but it's also like a bondage room.
Whoa, that's some kinky shit with a sniper rifle.
I know, right? And I think that was supposed to be Wooten's office. So Wooten either went there or was a customer of her or some kind of weird situation those two put together.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to be sure you guys knew that before we called it a day on
Thank
this
you.
one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
I kind of figured that much. He looked like a weirdo.
Yeah, it looked like he like sniper rifles up his ass.
Yeah, he probably shot his eye out.
Getting pegged by him.
So not to be whatever, but he did. Wooten looked a lot like Dick Cheney. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Kind of did.
I don't get that, but
All right. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Fuck.
Oh,
me,
was that
right?
the joke?
Yeah, he probably
believe you-
accidentally shot somebody with that sniper rifle. Is what he's getting at.
I can't believe you made us sit through that.
It's not necessarily a joke, Rick.
You described it as a joke.
It's an observation.
Yeah,
That's a bit humorous.
yeah,
I thought
because he's behind the scenes pulling all the strings.
Yeah, I thought my getting pegged by a sniper rifle was funnier.
It would be funny to see you get pegged by a sniper rifle.
Was a little bit lewd, but who am I to judge?
Dick and fart jokes. That's what we do.
Dick Cheney
Yeah, we
and
do
fart
well.
jokes.
Exactly.
You're the Dick Cheney of fart jokes? Is that what you just said?
I wish.
So you invade the fart joke and then
I'm
poach it of all its resources
behind the
and sell it
scenes
to other
pulling-
countries?
Whoa, hot take.
Was that a hot take, really?
I think that's a fact. I don't know what's going on in the world.
How many other vice presidents shot somebody in the face?
At least a dozen. I mean, it was some wild American shit back in the day.
Yeah. Just don't hear about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. They kept it to themselves like
The
gentlemen.
Main Street false media.
They're part of the inner circle.
Yeah, we should publicize when people blow each other's faces off now.
Faux show.
Fucking A. All right, how about let's all do ourselves a favor and go ahead and wrap this one up. How does that sound?
All right, yeah, let's get on to a
About
lighter
fucking
note.
time.
All right, so let's get to our favorite segment of every week, which is Syintist's Lock of the Week.
Ka-ching.
Little like a briefcase lock. But every week we ask Dr.
2, 3,
Syintist
4.
for a 100% guaranteed gambling pick, and he has yet to get one wrong. So this week, Dr. Syintist, who do you got?
Well, I didn't have any time to do any research, so just take my Penguins to end the Islanders' winning streak.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's still one, right? Like,
Yeah, you can take it.
Is this the week he fucks up? I
It
don't
could
know.
be. I don't know.
we'll see. I mean, only time will tell. But
But I doubt
as far as I'm concerned, the Islanders can go fuck themselves.
it. Yeah.
So, another hot take.
No, that's a good take.
I agree.
Faux show.
But that's your 100% guaranteed gambling pick. So what you want to do is go ahead and go to your bank, take out all your money, and take all that cool shit out of your safe deposit box. Then you're going to sell all that shit. You're going to get more money. Then you're going to sell that money, and then you're going to put it all in this game because it is a guaranteed pick.
It's a sure thing.
It is a sure thing. Thank you, Mr. Chump Slap.
No prob.
So that's going to take us to our favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slap's recommendation window.
That was my stomach.
Every week we ask Sir Chump Slap for a recommendation of some sort, usually as I am looking around the room trying to figure out a topic possibly. So this week, Dr. Chump Slap.
Whoa.
Chump Slap.
Yes, sir.
Chump Slap. What is your recommendation for home assistance? Are you an Alexa guy, Google Plus? Which one do you pick?
I say, leave all those goddamn microphones out of my house.
So none. None is your answer to that question?
I got fingers and I got a phone. I'll find it myself.
Well, I mean, like, you've an iPhone, right? So
Yeah.
Siri's on there.
It's
She's
turned
probably
off.
listening to all that
I
bullshit.
turned Siri off too.
I turn that shit off. I mean, I'm sure they're listening because I'm so interesting, but I don't know.
Oh, he's watching Loaded Weapon again.
My FBI guy's laughing the whole time.
Someone timestamp this. He's watching another Sam Jackson movie.
Next week, all Sam Jackson movies.
Fantastic. Well, anybody have anything else they want to add besides how amazing this game is?
I was definitely the best Scotchy.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I was incredibly shocked.
If you got a good hour and a half, I'd suggest you watch a cutscene movie because it's really good.
Yeah, don't fuck up and actually watch the Mark Wahlberg movie because it's very confusing and bad. It's such an easy story. How do you fuck that? Anyway,
You put Mark Wahlberg and Mila Kunis in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mila Kunis probably makes a pretty good Mona Sax. It's been so long. It's
Yeah.
probably pretty shit. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
going to have to watch it now. Thanks.
Oh,
You should watch it twice, like you did with Loaded Weapon.
I don't know if it's that good.
Well, only time will tell. Who knows? It's lost to history. But say someone out there they watched the Max Payne movie. They're huge fans, love Marky Mark, and want to send you a bunch of tips, Chump Slap, on how to use his diet products and his pills and his hamburger stands. Where would they send that email to?
use his hamburger stands.
How do you use
Oh, it's
those?
hamburger restaurants, Wahlburgers. It's a real thing.
I know,
I
but
didn't just
you
make it
use
up.
them. You go and you buy hamburgers. It's not
Well,
hard
I
to
want a
figure out.
detailed report on one of these restaurants, if anyone's been to one. And you can send that to plottytime@gmail.com, and I will personally respond to every one.
Yep, 100% guaranteed to respond, just like 100% guaranteed picks that Dr. Syintist does.
It's a sure
Just
thing.
like
Exactly the same thing. Say someone went to Wahlburgers, and they're at a Wahlburgers right now, and they had to tell us about it while they were listening to this, because that'd be fucking weird. I'm talking to you, Bob.
Seriously.
Dude, if there really was a Bob, I just blew his goddamn mind.
Wipe that goddamn mayo off your chin.
Yeah. Get it together, Bob.
Freak.
But if Bob wanted
can't
to
believe you
tweet
got a
on his
burger.
phone at us or Instagram us, where would he do that, Dr. Syintist?
at Plotty Time on Twitter and Instagram, and someone will eventually see it and maybe respond. Not like the emails.
Yep.
Oh.
No guarantees. Emails we can guarantee. Social media, we'll work
It's
on
a
it.
baby.
Well, yeah, that about does it for us. Like and subscribe on whatever platform you listen to this on.
Don't forget to comment.
Don't forget to comment if you have any. We're thinking about maybe, I don't know, possibly kicking around a Q&A episode. We'll see, but we can't do that unless you guys send us your questions. So go ahead and send us questions. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that in the future. Who knows?
Maybe.
Possibly.
We have so many fans in Norway. If you want to send it in Norwegian, that's fine. Dr. Syintist is fluent. He will nail it.
I am definitely fluent in Google Translate.
Yep, absolutely.
Pretty good at it. Seen him do it.
Everything that works in Italian, I have to translate it anyway. So Italian and Norwegian are close.
Yeah, pretty close. They're right next to each other linguistically.
Well put.
So let's end this. That does it for us. So everybody play games, send us questions. Don't trust Chump Slap, and have a good
Smell
evening.
you later.
Peace and love. Peace and love.